So in this problem, they give us a quadratic formula here, and they want us to factor it up into two chunks that got multiplied together to make that quadratic. I wish there was a magic key to unlocking factoring, but unfortunately, factoring is always going to end up being a trial and error type situation. The way to factor a quadratic is you want to take the numbers that are sitting up in the front and the back, and you want to go ahead and start off by multiplying those two numbers together. So 2 times 45 is going to give us 90. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to look to find two numbers that multiply together to give us 90. And then what we want to do is, of all the numbers that multiply together to give us 90, we're looking for the ones that add to 23. So you just kind of have to start at the top and start working your way down. So I would have 90 and 1. I would have 45 and 2. Those don't add to 23. I would have 30 and 3. I would have nothing, 4 wouldn't go in there. And then go to 5. And so I would have 18 and 5. And so right there is my magic pairing. I would have 18 plus 5 equals 23, which is what I was looking for. And so how this process works is we now take the front term, and then we take the back term. And in the middle, this 23x now is made up of an 18 and a 5x. And so what you want to do is I'm going to add the 18x first because 2 and 18 have a common factor. They're both even numbers. And then I'm going to add 5x at the tail end of this. And so from there, you can see in the middle that I've broken that 23x into an 18x plus a 5x. The next move is just a factoring move. You want to look at the front terms here and look at the back terms and say, what could I pull out of both of those pieces in the front? So when I'm looking at 2x squared plus 18x, I want to know what could I pull out of both of those. Since they're both even, I can pull a 2. And so since they both have an x, I can pull an x out. And that's going to leave me inside. Out of the 2x squared, I pulled a 2x, so I'm left with just a single x. Out of the 18x, I pulled a 2x, and so I'm left with just a 9. We do the same thing on the back side here. We put the plus sign down that's in the middle of both of them. And from a 5x and a 45, I can pull out a single 5 out of both of them. And that's going to leave me with x plus 9 on the inside. The last move here is it's another factoring move. And you'll notice that I have an x plus 9 here and an x plus 9 here. And so what I can really do is pull an x plus 9 out of both of these to the very front of the equation. And so what that looks like is I end up with x plus 9 pulled out. And so from the first term, I have left over a 2x. Then I've got that plus in the middle. And then from the second term, I'm left with a 5. And so that would be your factoring of this. The tricky part is, remember that every box that they give you always needs a value plugged into it. So the first box would be a 1, because that's 1x. A 9, and then 2x plus 5.